Hi guys, welcome back to Khaleesi Time. Today I am going to recap a 2012 drama movie named Little 13. So let's begin. Sarah, a 13-year-old young girl, was born into a life of sex, and she is definitely used to sex. She claims she enjoys the pleasure it provides, the way it makes her feel, and the way she reacts to touch, but the problem is that she doesn't have just one sexual partner. She claims she frequently misidentifies every man on her as the same person. Although all the pleasure sex brings dies immediately after the man releases his sperm, she lives with her mother, Doreen, who isn't quite right. Doreen lives with Mike, her boyfriend. And in the first scene of the movie, Sarah sits beside Mike, who wants to change the channel of the movie she is watching, but she stops him. Doreen comes in wearing her clothes. She complains that Doreen will enlarge her clothes because she is fat, but Doreen refuses to remove them. She comes towards them, and she sits on Mike's legs in a matter of seconds. Mike removes the dress from her body, and they are suddenly all over each other. Sarah leaves them in the sitting room and then goes to have a video call with her 16-year-old best friend, Charlie. While she and Charlie have the most absurd conversation. Charlie's little brother sneaks into the room, and when Charlie notices the boy, she sends him away. Sarah tells Charlie that she met a boy online, and he is a high school student. She tells Charlie how excited she is to meet him physically. Meanwhile, the boy Lucas is at home with his friend Lucas when he receives a visitor, one of the random girls he meets online. They take each other to a back room where they have sex, just as they have sex with his best friend. After the intercourse, Dig and Sack films them. Lucas sits with his Dig and Sack as they watch the girl walk past them and greet them goodbye. Later, they see her walk back and Dig in the Sack, asking why she is coming back. Lucas assumes that she has forgotten something, and when the girl picks up what she forgot, she walks away. Dig and Sack asks Lucas about his new baby, and Lucas tells him her name is Sarah. Dig and Sack asks Lucas when he became interested in his sexual partner's name, and Lucas tells them it's only because Sarah insists on him calling her by her name. Another time, he was having breakfast with his parents. Lucas tells his mother he needs her car that night. She tells him she is going on the night shift and needs her car to get there. He asks his father to drive his mother to work, but his father refuses, telling him he could drive his mother to work. On the other hand, his mother refuses to let him drive her to work. They settle the confusion, and Lucas gets a car to take his trio to Sarah's home. Charlie and Sarah are in the bathroom, and Charlie is helping Sarah clean herself up for the main date. She helps Sarah shave and asks her if she doesn't shave regularly. Charlie hears the persistent noises of Mike and Doreen and asks Sarah if she isn't disturbed by them. But Sarah says she has left them to their things. A few minutes later, they hear a doorbell. Sarah shouts that the visitor is for her and asks Doreen to help her with her visitor while she keeps cleaning up before opening the door. Doreen arranges her hair to look beautiful. She opens the door for Lucas, and she invites him in. She shouts to Sarah in the bathroom that she should clean up early and screams that Sarah shouldn't finish her shaving cream. She asks Lucas to sit down, and she asks if he would like a beer. He replies affirmatively, rings a beer for him, while Mike also says he wants a beer. She returns and sits in the middle of Mike and Lucas. She helps Lucas open his drink and engages him in a conversation. She touches him and says she has seen his profile from Sarah, and he looks more handsome than the profile may suggest as she is flirting. He excuses himself to go to the bathroom, knocks on the door, and Charlie opens the door. He doesn't know Charlie is around, and he tries to engage her in a conversation. Sarah peeps out and tells him they are dressing up. He informs them that Doreen is on heat and that they must act quickly, so Sarah emerges half-naked and tells Lucas that she will be done soon, and the girls later follow Lucas and his friend Dig and Sack away. They drive happily as they drink and listen to music. Later, the boys stop the car at a place. Sarah wonders what they are going to the place for, and Charlie assumes it's for drugs. They scream that the boys should drop the key so they can at least listen to music before the boys get back. And while they try to check the front seats, they find a video camera. They pick it up and try to check what's in it. The dog returns and asks them to drop the camera off immediately. While Lucas enters the house, he meets with three men who watch the sex video he made and say they can't feel anything. They remind him that they told him to only sell them videos of younger girls with big ass for his bad video, and they offer him $40 for it. He initially refuses and asks for $80, but when he discovers that they do not want to increase the money, he changes his mind. He takes it and uses $20 of it to buy drugs. He returns to his friends, and they attempt to enter a bar. However, the bouncer, who figures they are too young to be inside a bar, refuses to let them in and sends them away. And the girls cause trouble with some of the other guests around before eventually finding their way out. They go to a free agency bar where they drink, talk, play, and kiss. They return home, and they meet again at a camp. The four of them speak and play together until Charlie drags the dog sack away. They find another spot where they start kissing and touching each other with Lucas. Sarah wants to touch and lie with him, as she has always done with every other guy she meets, but he refuses. He tells her they don't need to have sex on their first date. But she reminds him that's the second time they are meeting. She asks him if he doesn't want to lay with her, but he tells her it's not about her. She is beautiful and attractive. He wants them to take it slow with Charlie. They have sex, and he digs and sacks her, asking if she is using a condom. She tells him she doesn't have one, and when he intends to stop, she asks him to continue. She reassures him she is on birth control and can't get pregnant, so he buys into her idea and has sex with her. Meanwhile, Lucas asks Sarah to tell him about her, but she says she is sure Doreen has already said it all. He asks about Doreen and if her mother is always like that. The other two return, and they leave for home. Sarah dreams of having something special with Lucas when he starts staying at her place. Although they still can't have sex. One day he starts giving her a blowjob, and she moans to his touch until Doreen starts peeping and Lucas notices he feels off balance and stops. She goes out to meet Doreen, who asks her how Lucas is different from how they share everything. She refuses to share Lucas with her. On the other hand, Charlie realizes she is pregnant, and as a result, she can't take the job she is meant to take, and she has lost her thoughts as regards how to find a father for her child. Meanwhile, Sack asks Lucas why he hasn't done a sex video with Sarah since she is within the age bracket they want, but Lucas tells him he will never do such for Sarah, and Sack teases him that he is in love. Charlie tells Sarah about the baby. And they both go to a supermarket to steal baby items. They enter a lingerie store, where they take some new things and beg one of the staff to throw them in the trash bin for them. At Charlie's home. Her abusive father attempts to enter and meet her mother, Yvonne, but her mother insists on not opening the door. Sarah tells Charlie that if she wants to get child maintenance from the government, she has to show the child's father. The child's mother says she advised her to find the guys in her options and choose one of them that night. They both searched the lingerie company's trash bin, and they took the lingerie. Charlie tells Sarah that she will attempt to meet 3 of the men in her life at home after Doreen finishes intercourse with Mike. They get into an argument. She tells him he doesn't satisfy her and he has just 3 styles of groupies on top and doggy. He calls her a slut and a whore and says she drools on every guy she meets. He tells her she is old and he doesn't want her. She starts crying and Sarah pets her before going to meet Lucas. Charlie meets with one of her guys while Lucas and Sarah have sex in the car on Sarah's way home. Charlie calls her and tells her the guy is a bastard, and she doesn't think she will attend the party. Charlie goes to a bar to look for Mike. Meanwhile, Lucas and Sarah continue to have sex at home, with Lucas attempting to video her, which she initially refuses. As they get intimate, Doreen comes to their bed. She strips and puts herself in their midst. When Sarah complains, she tells Sarah to leave the bar. Charlie eventually meets Mike, and after some interaction that isn't shown, Mike gives her a glass and asks her to give a toast to their relationship. He tells her that what happened between them was unique, but she refuses to believe there was anything unique about them. Then she walks away from home. Lucas leaves Sarah and starts making out with Doreen. He fingers her and touches her so much that she moans loudly. Sarah feels neglected in their talks, so they both start touching her. Charlie walks out of the bar, and Mike walks after her and tells her to see a shooting star. He tells her he wishes for them to be together. But she tells him that what people wish for rarely comes to pass. The next day, Sarah walks around angrily while Lucas looks at the threesome sex video he recorded. He contemplates deleting the scenes, which he eventually does. Sarah, on the other hand, sits alone in a location where she remarks that everything around her stinks, and the film ends here. So I hope you enjoy the video. So click any video of the 3 and enjoy next, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Thank you for watching. See you soon.